everyone, welcome to DIY Fun Ventures. In this video, I'm going to continue with my experiment with a DIY hybrid filter that combines an Undergravel filter with traditional mechanical filtration system. In part 1, I built the filter box. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the video after this one. I will leave a link in the description. This setup starts with an acrylic box that has multiple compartments for filter media. It features side holes for water outflow and bottom cutout where water is pulled in using a 95 gallon per hour mini pump. The opening sits beneath the Undergravel filter mesh, allowing the water to seep through the gravel, collecting the void underneath, and get sucked into the filter. From there, it passes through the filtration media, gets cleaned, and flows back into the aquarium through the outflow holes. This enhances both biological and mechanical filtration, making the tank more efficient and low maintenance. Now let's move on to the part 2, where I test the water flow and complete the Undergravel system setup. So I already connected the pump in here. You can see the pump is down there. The hose brings the water up to a T, and then it splits the water. This reservoir gets full of water. So is this. The tops over here are closed, so the water has no way to go up. Only it will only pressure up inside in here and push through those tiny little holes into the filter media, and then it will come out from this side and from this side, same as from here and here, right? So initially I did the test, and I didn't like the strength of this pump. It's not as strong as I would like it to be. I'm gonna run it right now one more time, and hopefully you guys can see better this time. So as you can see, I already put some water in the aquarium, and if you can see, there's no water in here. All the water starts up right in here, but there's no water in here. This is separate from this outside. You can see there's no water leaking back into it, which is very important. We want the aquarium water to fill in through here, get pumped by a pump, push inside of this, go inside of the filter media, and then come out. So let's start it up really quick so we can see how the pump works. And it's quite slow. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. You should be able to see now that this reservoir is filling up and the water is coming through here, and this is also getting full, while there is no water filling up in here. It's completely empty. Of course, if the aquarium water was up in here, then this would have also be full of water, because the water pressure presses down, it goes through the entrance and fills up in here, and just in case it overflows, hope the water will flow back into the aquarium. See, now we reach the first out hole, and the water is starting to pour back into the aquarium, and then it will get sucked in again and do the whole process over and over. I'm starting by adding the filter media into the compartments. First, I place a bag of biological media. These small porous stones provide a surface for beneficial bacteria to grow. Plus, I've designed it so that I can easily remove the media by pulling on a rope attached to the bag, which helps push the filter media out of the box for maintenance. With the filter box ready, it's time to set up the Undergravel void. To create the void, I've cut a plastic undergravel mesh to size. I'll apply silicone to the feed to secure it to the bottom of the aquarium. Next, I'll add the mesh around the sides to prevent sand from filling the void and keeping any small creatures from entering the filter. To further reinforce this, I'm covering the mesh edges with fine sand. This is not only holding the mesh in place, but it also prevents substrate from being washed into the filter. The fine sand stops water flow through the sides, ensuring the substrate stays intact. I've never built a system like this before, which is why I'm running this experiment to see if this concept will work before I scale up to a 75-gallon tank. With the undergravel void complete, it's time to test the water movement. To do this, I'm using Aqua Clear, which binds with particles in the water. You'll be able to see how the particles move, making the water flow patterns visible. This will help determine how effectively the filter pulls the debris and distributes clean water into the tank. Let's see how it performs. Here are a few time-lapse tests I recorded, showing how the debris floats around the tank, before eventually getting sucked in under the gravel. You can clearly see the water flow throughout the entire tank with no dead spots. However, I did notice an issue. Since I left deep voids on the sides of the tank, some debris started collecting in those areas. To fix this, I went ahead and added the rest of the sand and substrate. Now the sloped sides help direct water flow towards the center. After running multiple tests, I realized I had forgotten that the pump speed could be adjusted. So I turned it up to full power, and now the filter is working exactly as expected. With everything set up, I completed the tank and added a few shrimp and fish. Now I'll monitor how the hybrid system performs over time. As a final test, I dumped debris from another filter into the tank to show how actual dirt moves through the water and gets pulled into the filter. You can clearly see the circulation as the debris spreads and eventually gets sucked in. And here's a view of the tank a few hours later. You can see how much cleaner the water has become. With that, I'm wrapping up this video. In part 3, we'll check back in after a month to see how the filter is performing and assess the overall health of the aquarium. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to like the video. Your support really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching and have a great day.